What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of
True to Size.
Hashtag TTS.
TTS coming at you another week. I am Morgan, aka More Prime, and this is my G, Mr. Alex Vass.
Why do you do that all the time? Why can't you just introduce me like a normal person?
Because you're not a normal person. You are larger than life. You are
Absolutely
a celebrity
not.
of the
Anyways, we've got a lot to cover today. We've got some bits from Fila with some incredible names. We've also got a very special exclusive, size exclusive with Vans. And we've also got the return of the
Aztrek, which is a beautiful, beautiful shoe.
So, let's get straight into it. Right, so let's get straight into it. We've got something from Fila, and it is dun 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 dun, size exclusive. Morgan, this is the Fila Mindblower. It was recently released about 3 or 4 months ago. Got brought back in the OG colours.
Loads of shoes came out for it, right? It was a big
there was like a collaboration
of
of like 50 different shoes with different retailers and different artists, and that was like the comeback of the shoe. This is a size exclusive.
Okay.
It's from the upcoming Ying and Yang pack. What does Ying and Yang mean?
Why are you throwing me under the bus like this? Like, okay, so obviously you have the white and you have the black, they mix together, and then you get like the symbol. Is that what? Is that what we run?
No,
Okay.
that's not what it means
Well,
at all.
I don't know where the gum sole's coming in the red because.
Cool, right. What are your
okay.
thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Fila Mindblower?
I mean, I don't have an attachment to Fila in any way, shape, or form, but it's really interesting to see what they're doing because they're doing a lot of like 90s big logo stuff.
It's what's in trend right now, though,
Yeah,
isn't it?
they're having fun with the designs, and they don't seem to be taking too much from other brands, which is quite interesting as well.
For me, when I think of like 90s and growing up and some like more the retro pieces, I think Fila, I think Alessi, I think Kappa. Do you know what I mean? So these are the kind of brands that are now branching out and doing this stuff. This was quite a big shoe when it first got released, way back when. And don't forget, Fila was also massive in the hip hop community at one point as well.
True.
Like huge. Where I don't think you'd see so much of the hip hop community now wearing this particular model, for example. But one thing I will say about the Fila Mindblower is when the OG colours got released a few months ago, I tried on a pair, and let me tell you, this is one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever put on my foot.
Well, you know what? I think.
Forget about Boost. Forget about React.
Nah.
No. For 1 minute, I swear to you, this here, the midsole, I think it's EVA. It's so soft on the foot that it felt so good. Honestly, I've got a picture somewhere that I'll have to show you, but they were so comfortable. And I think, you know, obviously there's a very different mix of materials compared to the OG pack. Obviously that was all like mesh and leather, whereas this is all kind of like suede and nubuck. But it is a really comfortable shoe. And essentially, what do you look for in a shoe?
Comfy, tech, history.
Wow, well, that's not the answer I was expecting. I thought you were going to say like something that looks good on foot and something that's comfortable.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, they are incredibly comfortable, and I like the kind of like warped logo detailing on the midsole. I feel like it's.
You don't see it so much on this version.
You'd obviously not because it's like black on black.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing I will say is that this was probably a little bit ahead of its time. Probably wasn't as appreciated as it should have been. I think that's a really nice touch, that warped logo. And essentially, when you don't really see any other sort of Fila branding on any of the sidewalls other than, you know, on the tongue, I think it's really important to have that there. But this is not the only thing we have from Fila.
No.
So obviously we've got the Mindblower here.
This is interesting to see.
This is the Mindblower. What else have we got?
I think this is cool. Like, now, bear with me on the names because we'll get to those in a second. But this is a hybridization.
That's
I
not
almost
a word.
said that correct.
That's not a word.
Of these.
Hybridization.
A hybridization, so it's a hybrid.
Not a word.
It is. Of the Mindblower and the Disruptor. So you know the Disruptor, it's like a big selling shoe. Honestly, it's like flies out the door all the time.
This is the evolution of the Mindblower, is what you're telling me.
No, not even an evolution, man. It's just like, it's basically they've taken the upper from the Mindblower and put it on the Disruptor sole.
Yeah.
And they've taken the Disruptor sole and put the upper of the.
You've messed that up, haven't you?
The upper of
You've
the
got the Disruptor
on the
upper on the
Mindblower sole.
Mindblower
Yeah, there
sole,
you go.
yeah.
There you go.
What's this shoe called?
This is the Disblower.
And what's this shoe called?
This is the Mindruptor.
Mindruptor and Disblower.
Disblower, okay.
Massive shout out to Fila with the names because
Yeah,
I love
literal,
them.
yeah.
Proper tongue twisting. But I was saying, where do you see these fitting? Obviously, you mentioned that Disruptor was so big, like it literally just became a trend out of nowhere. When I first saw the shoe, I was like, this is not ever going to catch on. But then within 2 weeks, it was huge. Everyone, like, well, not everyone, you know what I mean? But like so many females had it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of males that were wearing it as well. I don't know how I feel about the kind of ghillie loop lacing system. That's probably one of the things I didn't like so much on the Disruptor. But I have time for this.
In the stores, did you have a lot of guys come in asking for the Disruptor?
Yes, we
Did
well
it come
not.
in big
I don't want to
sizes?
say a lot, like it was huge.
Yeah.
I think with the Disruptor and it being in men's sizes, I think it was very much the demographic of the area.
Yeah.
I don't think in London it was as popular as it was up north.
Okay.
I found that, you know, a lot of the guys that were coming in wearing like super skinny jeans and they were looking for a chunky trainer. That's what they were kind of going for.
Yeah.
You weren't getting like your kind of like run-of-the-mill Bob who works in IT coming in to buy a new pair of trainers. That wasn't what he was going for. Do you know what I mean?
I thought you were going to drop Gary from the football then again.
Oh no. Gary does football, Bob does IT. But this I've got time for. Obviously, a huge part of the Disruptor was the trail midsole, and it is one of the most solid trail outer sole units I've ever seen in my life. Like, this reminds me of, you know, that machine that you put like rubbish and like refrigerators and stuff in. It's a big churn.
Grinder,
yeah, honestly, that's what it reminds me of the whole way down. And it's actually really durable. Like
It's definitely a survivor.
the ridges. Yeah, the ridges are really durable on it. So obviously something for all terrain. Probably better for like walking long distances, like in the woods and whatnot, than a Disruptor would be because of how much more comfortable the Mindblower upper is as opposed to the Disruptor.
As well, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's obviously got a bit of mesh in there as well, so it's slightly breathable. However, with Disblower,
I think the shape. I
Disblower.
think these two together work very well, shape-wise.
Yeah. So what I like about this is the fact that, as I mentioned before, the warped the warped logo on the midsole, it now accompanies that Fila logo on the sidewall.
This is a lot of branding that you got on the tongue as well.
Yeah, but I quite like how that fits with that,
Yeah.
as opposed to obviously, again, minimal just in the midsole there,
Yeah.
and then they just kind of like mixed up the branding what you would have had on the sidewall for the Disruptor, but put it into the.
So this is.
So that there's a lot of hybridization
Yeah.
going on, which again is not a word, I'm pretty sure.
Hit
me up in the comments if that's a word, and if it is, let me see your attempt at spelling it.
So these are obviously all samples we got in front of us now. So these are aimed more so at the male market than the original Disruptor, which was
The female market.
The female market. So it's going to be interesting seeing what the guys' take is on this, or if the girls want to get back involved, because I'm sure they're going to go down to like a 6, right?
I think they both do go down to a 6 actually.
Okay.
They both are priced at £75, so 75 and 75. I don't know off the top of my head what the price of the Mindblower is. However, I do believe it's the same as the previous Mindblower, which I think was about £75 as well. Guys, girls, let me know. Would you wear any of these? Let us know in the comments.
Yo, also, like, I wouldn't mind knowing what other people would like to see hybridized.
Hybridized. That sounds like more of a word.
Yeah, I'd like to see if there's any other two shoes that you stick together. Cause
yes, but
that could be a cool one.
Non-Nike and non-Adidas related.
Yeah, not the standard like, I want to see an Air Max 9.
Yeah, let's see, what would you like to see hybridized, as he likes to say, that isn't Nike or Adi? Because we get a lot of kind of hybrids with those two brands. So let's mix it up and see what else we can get out there. Drop us a comment and let us know.
All right, so in front of us now is a shoe that has basically been retro for the first time in 25 years. I love them. I think they're great. I think the colorways are great. It's super 90s.
Very retro. Very
retro. This is the Reebok Aztrek. So yeah, really 90s inspired, beautiful materials, nice details. These were originally designed by Christian Tresser, who you may know of from the Air Max 97 and also the Spiridon, which are like huge shoe, massive favorite of mine. Do you want to go a little bit into the tech behind these?
Yes, obviously, as you mentioned, 25 years old. It comes with a very high fitting midsole at the back. So it's actually got Hexalite technology in it, which is essentially supposed to be 4 times more comfortable than EVA.
Okay.
The shoe is a runner. I think it was originally designed to shock absorb when running. It was obviously pretty game changing when it first came around 25 years ago. I'm really happy to see them come back, to be fair, because again, like you mentioned, you know, with the kind of like the retro colors and the retro feel, I really like this. It's kind of like sail suede mixed in with like the royal blue and the kind of like salmon vector stripe on the sidewall. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan. I know that you probably prefer those.
I prefer these, but this shoe has been called for by collectors for years and years to return. Like, I know people in Australia who've been shouting to have these back. For me, I just love the details. I mean, look, you've got this lovely like satin mesh here. You've got this little runner embroidered on the tongue, and then how you have the toe box.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. Oh
you
my
see
God.
that, yeah? And then the toe box, right? So you've got this color mesh pop here, but it also follows in with the stripe satin on the tongue as well. So it's just all these little details, the little 3M pops here, and on the back as well. I just, like, for me, this sums up like the overindulging craziness of the 90s, and I love it.
Yeah, you know, like we said, it's obviously originally designed as a running shoe, like most things that we tend to come and love now. Obviously, you are massive into your 90s runners. What is it about the shoe, other than the details, like you've gone through like the 3M and whatnot, what is it about it that you love so much?
I just think when you look at it from far away, you instantly I just instantly get like, oh, that's from the past, and that's what I like about it. Like, you know, this isn't something that's come out today. This is something, and someone who is wearing this shoe, they must have a little bit of inkling when it comes to like retro styling, because this isn't like, I don't know, this is the connoisseur's choice, I would say, out of like the retro stuff. So yeah, big shoe. I'm super happy that it's returned, and hopefully we'll see a lot more colorways and collaborations on it in the near future.
I, as you know, absolutely love Reebok. I love pretty much everything they do.
Amen.
Obviously,
Amen, bro.
they are like a huge heritage brand, and I love everything about that. You know, I like the fact that they're not very in your face. They don't drop a lot very often. But you know, they do have, obviously they've had things like the DMX Daytona.
Yeah, which are a bit crazy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they also delved into the archive and brought another shoe back this year, but I can't remember the name of it. But
Is that 3D one?
no, it was another. Yeah, it was. So it's nice to see them going back. Obviously, you see brands like Adidas and Nike bringing shoes back all the time, but Reebok don't do it so much so often. So it's nice to see them kind of like take their time and be very careful about what it is that they're bringing back. I actually really like that detailing on the tongue that you mentioned with the runner. I had no idea about that.
Do you notice how like the two stripes, the logo almost look like he's kicking up dust as well? That's just a little Easter egg in there.
So yeah, if you can't see that on there.
But like as you were saying, like the colorways, right? Well, for me, it's very close to sort of like that EQT line, sort of like less is more.
Well, that one is
too much in your face, right?
That one is for sure.
But then obviously following this one, you've got like BAM. So that's like airflow, sort of like pink cherry.
I really like the shade of kind of like salmon pink that they've picked here.
It's really nice.
I get the feeling this is going to do really well. I get the feeling it's not going to be the only two colours that we see of the Aztrek. I mean, it's just a lovely shoe, isn't it? Like, you just look at it and it's like, yeah, easy, on foot, no dramas. You haven't got to faff around with anything else. No. Like, I'm really looking forward to these coming back on Friday the 19th of July. Honestly, it's It's got that new shoe smell as well. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, guys, 19th of July, these will be back, available in all size stores and online. So make sure you pick up a pair. So finally this week, it's the Vans Factory Floor Pack Part 2. Morgs. This is a size exclusive. Obviously, we had the factory floor pack come earlier in the year, where it was like different kind of textured materials.
Yep.
Do you know the story behind these?
Yes. So obviously it's like a well-known sort of like little Vans tidbit that back in the day, you used to be able to take your own materials, your own like prints into the factory and get your own shoes made up. Obviously it grew into a massive company today, so that's not really possible anymore, although they do have some sort of form of like ID creation, customization programs going now. Yeah.
It reminds me a bit like the circus.
Yeah.
In a weird way. Essentially, obviously the first one was an old school. This is a Style 36. Now we did obviously touch on the Style 36 last episode or a couple episodes ago with the pony hair pack. And like I said, Style 36, I believe, was the first Vans to have the pinstripe down the side. Obviously, it's kind of like a deconstructed version of an old school in some ways. It's the only Vans to have that kind of like toe cap around the front. It's very, very kind of simple in its build. Still quite heavy, but again, that's due to the Ultra Cush lining in the insole to make it more comfortable and more kind of like shock absorbent when you're skating, if you like.
I just really like the side branding. You don't see that a lot. I don't think I've ever seen that on a Vans pair before, actually.
Not on a Vans. I've seen it before, but
yeah. Just super nice. Mixture suede, canvas, leather, and it's a little. I know it's crazy, but it's a little bit more toned down than the first one.
Are you a big Vans person? Like, do you have many pairs of Vans?
I don't. Do you know what? This is going to sound really weird. I wear Vans a lot, but I wear them to the gym because obviously
they're flat
deadlifting and stuff like that. It's a flat sole, so I generally wear a pair of Vans to the gym. So I do actually spend a lot of time in them.
That's how you know that Morgan does zero cardio as well.
Zero.
No one's doing cardio in Vans, that's for sure.
Zero cardio. So yeah, I do wear them, and I have some of like the rarer sort of collabs, like Japanese sort of leather ones, Takashi ones, I think.
What did you think of the last factory floor pack, like part 1?
I thought they were great. I really liked them. It reminded me of that Supreme Patches pack they brought like 2 years ago or a year ago. You remember they did like the anorak and the bottoms as well. And I liked it. The only thing I didn't like was the snake skin on the stripe.
Okay.
I just didn't think the material fitted as well as these do. I think this is a lot cleaner colorway. Personally.
Are you going to grab these? I'm definitely going to grab these.
If I can get them. I mean, you couldn't get hold of the last ones, they just flew out, man.
Yeah, I remember the queues were crazy for them. I think, I'm definitely going to grab these 100% because this is a kind of like, you know, you can wear this with shorts. I don't know how I'd wear that with jeans, but definitely get away with this with shorts.
You know what? It's one of those ones where you wear with like a low key fit, just a white tee, black shorts.
Jeez, fashion advice from More Prime, yeah? All right, okay.
You know.
Okay. So again, size exclusive, second part of the pack. These are going to be available on the 27th of July, so towards the end of the month. So, you know, definitely check out your local store to see what the kind of release information on them will be. Purely because I know from the last drop, they were really, really sought after and not everybody got a pair that was after a pair. What do you think?
I'm just going to say, yeah, if you want them, put in the work and you'll get them. But yeah, contact the stores, keep an eye on the blog for details. And good luck grabbing your size. All right, so big news for the week. You're going to an event.
It is called Mini Kicks. It's going to be on in Dalston, in London, in East London. So yeah, I'm going to go down there with my little girl. And I think it's just kind of put on to kind of be a bit more of like community focus for the sneakerheads that kind of had, or collectors rather, that had.
You can't always go to the big events because they're big, noisy, right?
Exactly. And so I think there's like a few little activities for the kids on as well. So that'll be pretty cool. What about you? What are you getting up to?
Not
what
much,
are you looking
man.
forward to?
I'm sort of getting excited for the big drop of the month, which is obviously Para
Yes.
Nike.
The Air Max 1s.
The Spiridons.
The Nike heavens they're gonna bless me, I'm sure.
So yeah, like I haven't seen such hype around the release in a very long time.
It's a good kind of release for us though, like because Spiridon's you,
Yep.
Max 1 is me.
Yep.
So if we both end up luckily getting a pair,
Let's do a little.
let us pray. Then it's a happy duo, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we do a little show review on the show.
Yeah,
Be
potentially.
Nice. But yeah, man, I just think it's really nice that Nike's working again with its original sort of partners. Obviously, Para has a storied history with Nike. He's done the Cherry Woods and the Amsterdams, which are pretty much the most expensive pairs of Air Max 1s you can get in dead stock condition. So to see these coming back, really happy. It's more of his artwork this time, so it's more true to him. And I just love the patchwork detail on the Spiridons. I think it's really cool. So.
Nice. Guys, let us know what you are looking for. Oh, wait. We need to apologise. We spoke about the Deluxe a few weeks ago, and obviously the release date has been put back. At the minute it is TBC, which means?
It's coming. It is coming.
Well, it means to be confirmed.
To be confirmed, but it's coming. It's happening. When we get news, we'll let you guys know, and the competition's still going ahead.
Yes, so when we know the release date, we will release the details of the competition. But like I said to you before, it won't just be a case of you leaving your shoe size, liking and subscribing. So, other than that, I haven't got anything else to add, have you?
That's it, man.
I've been Alex Vass, you've been
Morgan, aka More Prime.
AKA.
AKA.
See you next week.